So here's the muffler. You can see this side is clamped. You can see where it's blown out here. I don't actually think there's a clamp on the back side. Come around here and check. Oh, maybe there's a clamp there. I can't quite tell. It's welded onto the resonator. Then the junkyard might charge a little bit more. I don't have the battery size all the cuts. Or else I would. Yeah, let's see what size we need for that clamp, and then we can go to the junkyard. Alright, I'm at the junkyard. Found a pretty nice muffler. And you can see here, it's actually welded to the resonator back here. So we'll be snagging that as well. Hardly any rust. Gotta love living in southwestern Idaho for that. Sides look intact. Back in the junkyard, got the new exhaust, got the car up on ramps. Let's get her in. So this isn't too bad of a job, really. We just need to undo the clamp at the front of this thing. Pop off the rubber isolators. There are 4 of them. One there, one here, and then 2 on the sides. Just pop the new one in. So I'm gonna switch up on the stand and I'll get it done. Alright, it's a little tougher on this one compared to the junkyard one, just because of the fact that it's a little bit more rusty. But didn't let that stop us. Here's a new one. You do just have to pop off that rubber isolator. That's easy enough. I think I did bend a tab on the pipe that connects to the muffler, so I'm going to need to use some vice grips, I think, to fix it. I'll show you guys. So here's the tab I'm talking about. Also, unfortunately, it looks like the clamp is tack welded onto the pipe. I was hoping to use the junkyard one because it's in a little bit better shape. We will make this work. I don't know if you guys can see anything. If not, tell me. Okay, that should be good enough. Get this thing on. With the mess with the clamp there, but that's okay. Threads are a little boogered up. Wonder if I've got a die that'll go on there. There. M10 by 1.5 die. Okay, that should be good. Now we'll just get the exhaust back up. Alright, let's fire it up and see how it sounds. Way better. Yeah, it sounds 100 times better. Yep, I hear no exhaust leaks, so I'm happy. Okay, so let's shut this down. If you remember, I broke off the spade connector for the ECU ground. I got a new pigtail at the junkyard, so let's move those ramps up to the front, and then we can get the new spade connector on there. In that process, the check engine light came on. I'm gonna pull the code and see what's up. Okay, so what's weird is they both show up as pending faults, but the code reader shows P0011 and P0016 cam crank correlation, which is kind of weird because now I'm positive that the timing chain is properly installed. Can be caused by a faulty VVT solenoid, if memory serves, and these are known to fail. So it's possible that could be causing us grief, but for now, let's just get the car up and continue on with the stuff that we need to repair. Alright, so we're at the soldering station. We got our junkyard pigtail, if it will ever focus on it. And I also went ahead and stripped the wiring harness end. So we're just going to solder them up. Now, personally, I like to solder. I know a lot of guys just crimp stuff. That's okay, but this is what I like to do. Solder and heat shrink. So, let's see if I can get you guys set up. Oh, and yeah, you don't have to tell me. I know I'm a high roller. I got the Radio Shack silver solder. Alright, here we are. Not the prettiest, but it's alright. Doing it overhead. So now I'll just work the loom back in place. There we go, good as new. Now, I know originally this goes up to the alternator. It's kind of way up in there, and I don't really want to do that. So I'm going to put it onto the AC compressor bolt. Alright, there we are. Should be good. Let's go try starting up the car. Check engine light came on, so that means the ECU's getting power. Yep, good to go. Awesome. Now we just have to track down our check engine light. Guys, I took it for a spin, filled it up with some gas. I did reset the light, that's when the check engine light's off. But it is, it has pending codes, and it actually threw codes before I cleared it for P0011 and P0014, I believe, which these Equinoxes with the 2.4 Ecotechs are pretty notorious for. It also stalled on me at a stoplight, which is all indicative of an issue with the VVT system. Now, like I said, these are notorious for having failing actuator solenoids, so maybe that's our problem. I'm gonna see how expensive they are. If they're a lot, then we'll take them out and test them. If they're cheap, I'll just order some new ones and we can try them. They're good to have around anyways. Alright, we've got our new solenoids. I got these off Amazon because they were cheapest on there, and also had next day delivery, so had a bunch of positive reviews. Hopefully they'll do what we need them to. They look right. Alright, let's switch them out. So here are the solenoids right here. They're just held in with 10mm bolts. So I'll take the connectors out. Now these are physically different. The connectors are different, so it's not possible to plug the wrong plug into each one. There you can see how the plugs differ, but we will just want to make sure that we match up the new ones where they're supposed to go. Those are in there pretty good. I'm gonna have to grab some pliers. I'm gonna try using these hose pliers. I figure I'll grip around the body of the solenoid. Maybe not. A little bit of debris on the mesh, but I mean, nothing that's blocking flow. Oh, these are dormant, so they've been replaced before. Oh, another noteworthy thing, at least on these Dormans, get it to focus, you can see it says exhaust on the plug, so that's helpful. Here's our new one. It also says exhaust up top. Just gonna give some lubrication on the O-ring real quick. Okay, wrap it on down. Also came with new bolts, so that's kind of nice. Alright, here's our intake. Just gotta pull up the old one first. Yeah, a little bit of gunk, but you know, nothing too major. Cool. Just plug them in now. Alright, let's fire it up and see what happens. Oh, I did wash and compound and wax it. Looks 1,000 times better. I didn't go super crazy, but it's actually presentable now. Okay, now before it would stumble at about 2,000 RPM, even just free revving it. So let's give it a second just to get running, and then we can see. Oh, we just had a check engine light pop up. I'll use the reader to see what's up. Okay, we got the P0011 code still. So at this point, really the only thing in the VVT system, other than the solenoid we just replaced that could cause this, is the cam phaser. So I don't know if it's faulty or if it's clogged or something like that, but we'll probably need to pop it back off. P0011, if I remember right, is the intake cam. So we'll probably need to take off the intake cam phaser and inspect it and see what's going on. Alright guys, so I got the valve cover out and the tensioner out. I'm going to go ahead and try putting in the OEM VVT sprocket, just to rule out the possibility that the Dorman part we got is junk, which, you know, that's possible. Likely even, but yes, so I will get everything buttoned back up and then we can test. Okay, hopefully you can hear it's still running rough. You can see that. And it is throwing a pending code for P0011 still. So I'm gonna do a little bit more diagnostics and let's see. Well guys, you're gonna laugh at me, just like you should. Step one of troubleshooting, always assume you're the problem, which I was. Running great now. And the problem, I had the exhaust over here and the intake over here. I don't think that's an exhaust. Could be wrong. And since the connectors are only one way, obviously the PCM was controlling the opposite camshaft. So we'll make sure everything is still looking good, but I think that's fine. So we'll probably take the cover back off, pop on the new actuator. That didn't have a problem. The problem was actually me. But yeah, I think what happened is when I was building the engine on the stand, I just threw them in, and I didn't realize they were different. So I just threw them in whatever position, and I didn't realize it until now. So that's awesome. Something to keep in mind for you guys. Alright, it's been running a while. It's running beautifully. No problems at all. No pending codes, nothing. Man, this series is really making me look like a hack, huh? That's right. We're all idiots sometimes. Alright, I went ahead and put the new camshaft phaser, or whatever GM calls it, back in place. I did put the engine cover on just because it's got like sound insulation or heat insulation or something. I figured might as well. I also went ahead and finished up the battery box area. Everything's in there. Got to get some more of those plastic clips that always break. But yeah, I think it's back together now, engine-wise. So let's start it up and make sure everything's still good. Alright, it's running great. No code stored in the ECU, so I think we're going to call it good. I'll take it out on the road and give it a little bit of a testing, but I think everything's looking good. So unless something comes up, I'm going to call it here. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. We'll probably be doing the brakes on this here really soon because the fronts are basically riding on the metal.